How's it going, YouTube? So we're back with the new Holland L783, and we're going to try to clean up some of this mess that's going on. And it's absolutely disgusting. About 5 days ago I started soaking the bolts on the bottom of it, so I'm hoping we can go ahead and pull off the 19mm bolts and belly pin, pull that down, and get some good access to get everything cleaned up. As you can see from the grinder, I had to cut, luckily, just one bolt. Should kick this out and it should drop. Yep. Oh, there's still one bolt. Let me pull that out. And then we should be totally free. Okay, we got that last bolt out, and this is the mess we're looking at underneath. It's lovely. And then, but no, I guess I should have pulled the battery before I did that. That was bad on me. But at least we're cleaned up pretty well. I'll pull this out and kick off all the crud over here. That was what came off easily. Also 2 access panels. But I'm gonna get a hose and try to just clean this off some. My thought is, I see rust starting in a couple spots, so I want to get this cleaned off really well. And then I'm going to put a rust reformer of some kind on it. Probably just Rust-Oleum rust reformer. So I started kind of cleaning down this side, just getting the gunk off that I can with the hose. Took a brush to this and got the worst of it off. And then I realized something, which is I don't have a power washer anymore. So I will be getting a power washer. I also found out that I have like 10 gallons of Purple Power concentrate. So I need to get a spray bottle for that to work out of. And then a lot of this should go easier. I just threw some of the Purple Power concentrate on here and it cleaned up pretty well on the engine, and you're starting to see color down there and a little bit just right in here where it's like yellower. I put some back here. Let's see if it made a difference. I'd already knocked off the worst of the dirt there, but so I think the big takeaway is I need a pressure washer. One thing I did find is we were missing that light. I found that light in there, so we'll probably try to put that back, see if it works. So welcome back to the cleaning video, and we're going to take an intermission from probably the previous video you saw. I got the bucket up and I had the battery hang up, battery hang up and pull off the negative terminal. It was a lot of fun. But the one huge benefit is I can now see down in here and get this all cleaned up. And look at this, because I feel like the battery should sit down in this tray. Here's the tie down for the top of it, but it just doesn't seem to fit. So we're going to go ahead and spray down this whole side, try to get it cleaned out of most of the gunk, and then we'll hop back to the previous video with this all cleaned up. I've sprayed a lot of it down with Purple Power, and now I'm going to see how it comes off. I don't know if I've let it sit enough. It's only been a couple minutes. Oh, wow. You see all that twine wrapped up in there? All this is probably going to be repainted. Probably a Rust-Oleum black and then maybe something over it. I think that's going to do it for the cleaning for today. Kind of surprised that didn't clean up better, but I definitely think that I'll get the power washer, soak it down, and run a power washer across this to try to get it cleaned up a little more. A lot of this that's left is scratches through the paint. As I said, I'm going to paint the whole thing. Not sure if that'll be right off the bat or on a longer term. Oh, look, there's a little speeder. But I'm going to go ahead and do some other stuff that's not included in this video. We now have a 1500 PSI electric power washer. We don't need a whole lot. Just hoping to get it cleaned up a little bit. Like, I know a lot of this stuff is going to come off, this kind of discoloration in here. And, like, the tires can get cleaned up. But what I went ahead and did was put the skid plate here, sprayed this down with purple power, sprayed down the majority of this with purple power, hit the two little pieces that were the access plates for this, and let it sit for a couple minutes while I got the GoPro and got a couple other things done, just kind of letting it go ahead and penetrate. But now we'll go ahead and give this a shot. This side of it actually cleaned up fairly well from what it was before. Still not super pretty, but it's also a workhorse, so I don't really have any complaints. We're back after a couple more days because we had the power washer issue. It's working fine now. I guess something just got wet that didn't want to be wet. And we have proceeded to spray out the worst of the mess back there. I didn't want to get a whole lot of water down there, but then we cleaned this up fairly nicely for a rough clean. And I broke out some Rust-Oleum Rust Reformer and just hit some of this front, hit the bottom of this plate. I'm waiting for the bottom of the seat to dry. And then I just hit a couple of these bars throughout here. Grabbed the back bar using some cardboard to block some of the overspray. Sprayed that just to see what I thought it looked like. I kind of like that, so I'll probably do it to the other side. And this side I got a bunch of overspray, but overall I'm not trying to make it look pretty. I just wanted to hit the spots where I see surface rust, but I didn't hit here because I don't want to paint over the New Holland stickers. So I'm going to have to debate. I'll probably just leave that for the time being, but just kind of cleaned it up and made it a little more presentable, as well as just trying to deal with the rust, use a little bit of the Rust Reformer, and hopefully have it last a little longer in the long run. That's where we're going to go ahead and leave off this video. We got a good bit of cleaning done. I'll put another couple coats on this, some coats on the bottom of the seat, throw the seat back in. I will not be putting the skid plate back on for the time being. I want to make sure that the engine's running good. I don't need to do anything back there, and then I'll throw this back on. I'll just be careful that it's not really going to be in the woods. The first couple of uses it's going to have at my house will be on, like, finished lawn areas where it's just going to be taking dirt to the edge of my fence and dumping dirt for my dogs, so I'm not too concerned about that for the time being.